How many of you here today want to take your life to the next level? I mean, really take control of your life. Because let me tell you, mental strength is not about being born with some special gift. It's not about luck. It's about mastering the habits that make you unstoppable. Today, I'm going to share with you the 9 things that mentally strong people do, the habits that separate those who just exist from those who truly live. 1, they take full responsibility. Listen, you cannot be mentally strong if you blame your circumstances, your past, or other people for where you are. The strongest people take ownership of their lives. They don't make excuses, they make adjustments. 2, they control their emotions. We all experience fear, anger, sadness. But mentally strong people don't let emotions dictate their actions. They acknowledge them, but they respond instead of react. 3, they face their fears head on. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. The most successful people don't wait for fear to disappear. They move forward despite it. That's how you build courage and resilience. 4, they focus on growth, not comfort. Success is about stepping outside your comfort zone. Mentally strong people don't look for easy, they look for growth. They understand that discomfort is the price of greatness. 5, they refuse to dwell on the past. What's happened to you doesn't define you. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Let go of what you can't change and focus on what's in front of you. 6, they set boundaries and protect their energy. If you let toxic people, negativity, and distractions control your life, you will never be at your best. The strongest people say no to what drains them and yes to what elevates them. 7, they develop unbreakable discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline, that's what separates winners from losers. When you make a commitment, follow through no matter how you feel. 8, they stay adaptable and keep learning. The world is changing every second. If you're not growing, you're dying. Mentally strong people stay flexible, keep learning, and embrace change instead of fearing it. 9, they take massive action. Nothing changes until you take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. The strongest people don't just think about success, they do what it takes to make it happen. Final thought. You have the power to be mentally strong. It's not about luck. It's about choices. Which of these 9 habits will you commit to today? Because remember, your success is waiting for you, but only if you have the mental strength to go after it. Now, who's ready to step up? Let's go. Of course, here's an expanded version of the first keynote, diving deep into the concept of taking full responsibility in a bold, impactful, and motivational style. Taking full responsibility for your life is the foundation of mental strength. It's the first and most important step because without it, nothing else works. You can't control everything that happens to you. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of pain. But what you can control is how you respond. Mentally strong people understand this. They don't waste time blaming their circumstances, their past, or other people. They don't point fingers at their parents, their boss, the economy, or the government. They know that the moment you give someone else the power to dictate your life, you've already lost. Responsibility means owning your actions, your choices, and even your mistakes. It's about standing tall and saying, I am where I am today because of the decisions I made yesterday. That's not a burden, it's empowering. Because if your choices got you here, that means your choices can get you out. Too many people fall into the trap of victim mentality. They believe life is just happening to them. But mentally strong people shift their mindset. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every setback is a lesson, every failure a stepping stone. When you take full responsibility, you stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or someone to come and save you. You realize no one is coming. You are the hero of your story. This shift changes everything. Suddenly, instead of complaining about not having enough time, you create time. Instead of saying, I can't do this because of my past, you say, because of my past, I am even stronger. Every excuse becomes an opportunity. But let's be real, taking responsibility is hard. It means admitting when you've messed up. It means looking in the mirror and facing the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. It's easier to blame other people, to say you're stuck because of someone else's actions. But here's the truth. As long as you're blaming others, you're handing them control of your life. You're giving away your power. The strongest people refuse to do that. They don't allow anyone or anything to have that kind of hold over their future. This mindset doesn't mean you ignore injustice or pretend life is fair. It means you focus on what you can control. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. You can't change your past, but you can rewrite your future. Every day, mentally strong people ask themselves, what can I do today to move forward? It's about relentless action, not waiting, not wishing, but doing. So if you want to build unshakable mental strength, start here. Own your life. Take back the driver's seat. Recognize that your future isn't decided by your past, it's decided by the choices you make now. When you fully embrace this mindset, there's no limit to what you can achieve, because the moment you stop giving away your power, you start creating a life on your terms. That's the foundation of mental strength, and it's yours for the taking. Absolutely. Let's dive deep into the second keynote, turning pain into power. In a bold motivational and educational style, pain is a part of life. There's no escaping it, but what separates mentally strong people from everyone else is how they respond to that pain. They don't run from it. They don't numb it with distractions or excuses. Instead, they lean into it and use it as fuel. Pain, when harnessed correctly, becomes one of the most powerful forces for growth and transformation. It's not about pretending pain doesn't hurt. It does. It cuts deep. But mentally strong people understand that pain is a teacher, not a tormentor. It's there to push you, not punish you. Think about it. Every time you've grown in life, wasn't there some struggle involved? Wasn't there a moment where you felt like giving up but pushed through anyway? That's the secret. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the fire of adversity. Mentally strong people don't ask, why is this happening to me? They ask, what is this teaching me? They turn every setback into a setup for a comeback. Here's the truth. Pain reveals who you are. And when life knocks you down, it shows your character. Not when things are easy, but when everything feels like it's falling apart. The mentally strong don't crumble, they rise. They take every ounce of heartbreak, failure, and rejection and use it as a stepping stone. When they face a loss, they grieve, but they don't stay in that place. They ask themselves, how can I use this experience to become better, not bitter? This isn't about toxic positivity, it's about resilience. It's about understanding that while you can't always control the pain you experience, you can control whether you allow it to break you or build you. Every scar tells a story, and mentally strong people wear their scars with pride because each one represents a battle they fought and survived. They know that pain isn't a stop sign, it's a green light signaling that growth is on the other side. And here's the most powerful shift. Mentally strong people don't just endure pain, they convert it. They use heartbreak to fuel their work. They channel rejection into relentless action. They transform fear into focus. Instead of letting pain paralyze them, they use it as a catalyst to push harder, train smarter, and dream bigger. It becomes the energy that drives them forward, not the anchor that holds them back. Look at the most successful people in the world, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists. They all have one thing in common. They've suffered, but they didn't stop. They didn't let pain define them. They let it refine them. They know that pain is temporary, but the strength they build by overcoming it lasts forever. So the next time life hits you hard, and it will, don't ask, why me? Ask, what now? Let the pain sharpen you, not shatter you. Let it push you to become the version of yourself you were meant to be, because when you stop fearing pain and start using it as power, there is absolutely nothing that can hold you back. Absolutely. Let's powerfully expand the third keynote, developing relentless discipline in a bold motivational and educational style. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a wave. Sometimes you feel unstoppable, and other times you can't even get out of bed. But mentally strong people don't rely on motivation to move forward. They rely on discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the commitment to show up every single day, not just when you're inspired or when it's convenient. Mentally strong people understand that their emotions don't get a vote when it comes to their goals. They don't negotiate with their feelings. They stick to their habits, their routines, and their standards, no matter how tired, bored, or unmotivated they feel. They know that if they wait for the right moment or the perfect burst of energy, they'll be waiting forever. The right moment is now. And discipline turns, I don't feel like it, into, I do it anyway. Discipline means setting clear goals and then creating a system to achieve them, and most importantly, following that system relentlessly. It's waking up early to work out, not because you feel like it, but because you promise yourself you would. It's staying late to finish a project, not because you have extra energy, but because you refuse to leave your work unfinished. It's about mastering the art of consistency. The secret mentally strong people know is this: success doesn't come from massive one-time efforts. It comes from small, repeated actions over time. It's not about running one marathon. It's about running a little every day. It's not about writing a book in a weekend. It's about writing a little every day until the pages add up. They build habits that turn discipline into second nature. But let's be honest, discipline is hard. It's uncomfortable. It's saying no when you want to say yes. It's choosing long-term growth over short-term pleasure. It's about sacrificing what feels good now for what will feel great later. And that's why so few people master it, because they'd rather stay comfortable than push through the pain of discipline. What mentally strong people understand, though, is that there's a greater pain than discipline, and that's the pain of regret. The regret of knowing you could have done more, tried harder, or stayed focused, but didn't. Discipline may sting in the moment, but regret lasts a lifetime. That's why they choose the short-term struggle of discipline over the long-term suffering of missed opportunities. They also know that discipline isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You will slip up. You will have days when you fall short. But discipline means getting back on track the next day without hesitation. It means not letting one missed workout turn into a missed week, or one unproductive day spiral into a wasted month. It's the ability to reset, refocus, and recommit over and over again. So mentally strong people build their lives around discipline. It becomes who they are, not just something they do when it's easy. They don't wait to feel ready. They act, they push, they grind, because they know that success doesn't respond to how you feel. It responds to how relentlessly you show up every single day. Here's a powerful high-energy expansion of the fourth keynote, building resilience through action. In a motivational and educational tone, resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build step by step through action. Mentally strong people know that courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means moving forward despite it. They don't wait until they feel confident or ready. They take action first because they understand that confidence is a byproduct of doing, not thinking. Action is what fuels resilience. It's what transforms fear into strength and uncertainty into momentum. The truth is, life will knock you down. Challenges will come, unexpected setbacks, rejection, failure, and in those moments, mentally strong people don't freeze or crumble, they move. They take the next step, no matter how small, because they know that action is the antidote to fear. When you sit still and overthink, fear grows louder. But when you move, when you push forward, fear loses its grip. Mentally strong people don't waste time waiting for perfect conditions. They create progress in the middle of chaos. They understand that resilience isn't built in comfort, it's forged in the fire of adversity. When something goes wrong, they don't dwell on the problem. They ask, what can I do right now to move forward? Maybe it's making a phone call, sending an email, or writing down a new plan. It doesn't have to be a big move, it just has to be a move. Resilience comes from stacking these small actions day after day. Each time you choose to act instead of retreat, you build mental muscle. Each time you face a fear head on, you chip away at its power over you. It's not about massive leaps, it's about consistent steps forward. That's how you build unshakable strength, not by avoiding the storm, but by walking straight through it, one step at a time. Mentally strong people also know that setbacks are part of the process. When something doesn't work out, they don't see it as a stop sign, they see it as feedback. Failure isn't a signal to quit, it's data, it's a lesson. They ask themselves, what did I learn? How can I adjust? And then they take action again, smarter and stronger than before. Every fall is followed by a rise because they refuse to let a temporary defeat turn into permanent failure. And here's the key. They don't overanalyze every move. So they don't get stuck in what ifs or maybes. They understand that waiting for the perfect plan or the perfect moment only leads to paralysis. Instead, they adopt a ready, fire, aim mentality. Take the shot, learn from the outcome, and adjust your aim as you go. Ultimately, resilience is built through movement. It's built by refusing to stand still when life pushes you down. The strongest people take action not because they're fearless, but because they know that every step forward makes them stronger. They create their own momentum, their own breakthroughs by consistently choosing action over hesitation. That's what makes them unstoppable, not their ability to avoid hardship, but their relentless determination to keep moving forward no matter what. Here's a clear educational expansion of the fourth keynote, Building Resilience Through Action, with a focus on teaching the concept in a structured and impactful way. Resilience is not an innate trait. It is a skill that anyone can develop through consistent action. Mentally strong people understand that resilience does not come from avoiding difficulties, but from facing them head on. The key is realizing that action builds strength, while inaction only fuels fear and uncertainty. When faced with challenges, mentally strong individuals do not wait until they feel confident or motivated. They know that waiting for the right moment often leads to procrastination. Instead, they take the next logical step, no matter how small. This approach works because action creates momentum. Each time you move forward, even with a simple task, you weaken the grip of fear and self-doubt. For example, if someone loses their job, a resilient person doesn't spend weeks overanalyzing the situation or blaming external factors. They acknowledge their emotions, but then they shift their focus to what they can control. They might start by updating their resume, reaching out to contacts, or applying for one job that day. These small actions, repeated consistently, build confidence and forward motion. Another important concept is understanding that setbacks are not final. Resilient people view failure as feedback. Instead of seeing a mistake as proof of their inadequacy, they treat it as data, a learning opportunity. If a business idea fails, they don't abandon their dreams. They ask, what went wrong? What can I do differently? Then they adjust their strategy and try again. This mindset transforms failure from an endpoint into a stepping stone. The science behind this is simple. Every time you take action, despite fear or uncertainty, your brain forms new neural pathways. Over time, these pathways strengthen, making it easier to respond to stress with calm and purpose rather than panic. Action literally rewires your brain to handle adversity more effectively. It's also important to note that resilience doesn't mean making massive leaps forward all the time. Mentally strong people focus on consistent progress, not perfection. They understand that small, repeated actions, like reading one page a day, having one difficult conversation, or exercising for 10 minutes, compound over time. This process creates what psychologists call behavioral momentum, where success builds upon itself and strengthens your mental toughness. Finally, mentally strong people avoid overthinking, analysis paralysis. The tendency to overanalyze a situation to the point of inaction is the enemy of resilience. Instead of obsessing over every possible outcome, they adopt a learn-by-doing approach. They take the first step, gather real-world feedback, and adjust their actions as needed. In summary, resilience is built through deliberate action. By moving forward, even when it's uncomfortable, you build mental strength. By treating failure as feedback, you develop adaptability. And by focusing on consistent effort over time, you create unstoppable momentum. The more you practice these habits, the stronger your mind becomes. Ultimately, resilience is not about avoiding the storm. It's about learning how to walk through it, step by step, until you emerge stronger on the other side.